All right, guys. What's up, guys? My bad. I forgot to plug my mic in. How are you guys doing today? It is after hours. We figured we'd do an after hours stream. Let me make sure my mic is working right now, guys. No, that's the bad mic. Okay, this is the better mic. I'm sorry. I probably sound way better now. I apologize. We're going to give everybody a little bit of time to get into the stream here. We are using StreamYard to stream today as opposed to regular OBS. And we're going to be looking at stocks at pre-market. This is a show that I'm going to be doing from now on in after hours. It's going to vary in time. It's usually going to start between 4 and 4:30 p.m. And so we're a little bit late getting it started today, but we're going to give everybody a few minutes to get joined up in here, and then we're going to start the show. We're just going to be looking at the big movers in pre-market right now, why they're moving, the biggest stock market story so far. We do have, look at PBTS, guys. If you haven't seen PBTS yet, crazy action. Look at this thing right now. This thing is going absolutely crazy. Huge rip right now, huge squeeze. And, we're going to be going over this one and a few other ones. So what's up, Jimmy? Steve Austin says, John, tell your wife thanks for letting you stream after hours. Hey, I will give her your thanks that she gave me her blessing to stream right now. Yo, how you doing, bro? Good to see everybody here. Again, this is our first show that we're going to do here. I figure if editing is taking all my time away, we're going to start a stock market stream. And yeah, this is a show, Jason. What's up, brother? That we're going to be doing. Let me know if you like this format better. Let me know if you like this format better. Do I sound different? I don't think I sound too different. I think I should be okay. Do I sound that different? I mean, I have a different set of headphones in. Let me know right now in chat. Do I sound different? I could actually get a poll going on as well. We could get a poll saying, do we sound different here? What are you thinking about the DNUT IPO? Is that a real IPO or are you just trolling me? Okay, so it actually is real. The Krispy Kreme IPO is expected later this month. When's it supposed to drop? Did it drop yet? No, it did not. So it's already up there, Krispy Kreme. So you're not trolling me. But look at PBTS, guys. Okay, so the first one on our list right now. We're going to give everybody a little bit of time to get joined. And so the first stock on our list today is PBTS. Okay, it's PBTS. We're looking at PBTS right now, and it is absolutely skyrocketing in after hours here. You can see huge rips up, crazy momentum. Yeah, we're going to be looking into why this is going on, all that good stuff. And so stick around. Hey, thank you, Spacula. I appreciate that, man. He said, check out the DNUT IPO, Krispy Kreme. And yeah, we'll check it out for sure. We're going to try to get 100 people in here before we actually get the show started. Let me know if you like the show, if you like the idea. Again, if you guys did not catch the end of the stream today, I ended up having my best day in a long, long time day trading. So if you want to see my P&L today, I think my P&L actually went down, unfortunately. But the reason it went down is because of a swing trade. We are up big in day trading here. We are up $207 in day trading today. One of my favorite days so far. We traded AMD a lot. My baby, I used to call it. I used to trade this thing a ton. And I went right back to my old ways. Getting into this one, you can see we're up, $70 or so on AMD. We also traded MRIN a good bit. We made $90+ on that. And so we had a bunch of other little trades aside from that. We had some on CERECAN, but overall we had $200+ in profit today. And you can see that here. We're actually down a little bit. My Discovery swing trade is coming back to bite me. We lost $22 on this one. So, we're really up, 200 and something, but right now we're only up $186.50. But still, it's a $200 day with day trading. I'll definitely take it. The first one we're looking at, guys, is PBTS here. Yeah, we're going to look at why this one's moving, the catalyst from this, using Benzinga News to see what's going on here. So it looks like for PBTS, absolutely ripping in pre-market. Let's see if we can find out why. This is Power Bridge Technologies, up to 415s in after hours. And we're not seeing any company-specific reason that this is up. Does anybody know why PBTS is up? I'm not seeing any news here for PBTS. Does anybody actually know why this thing is ripping up? It's at 414s, crazy good volume, very volatile stock. And let's try to figure out why it's moving. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper here, try to find why PBTS is moving. But this might be a huge stock tomorrow in pre-marketed. So that's what we're kind of waiting on and watching for. Let me see if we can pull up some other news releases here to try to figure out what's going on with this one. And we got a bunch of other stocks that we're going to be looking at as well. Here's PBTS. We had something came out on why Power Bridge. Okay, so there's an article that was dropped by Marketing Sentinel titled "Why Power Bridge Technologies Should Not Be Taken for Granted by Investors in 2021." I don't know when this article dropped. It really started to rip earlier, so maybe this article is what's sparking this move. We're still looking, guys. As always, sometimes the chat knows more than me regarding some of these stocks. And so if anybody knows why this is running up, let me know. Let's look at the daily chart here and see what's going on with the daily chart. The daily chart, I don't know how favorable this is. Specula says, I can't find anything either. Yeah, this one's a hard one. I can't figure out why this one's moving. I see some favorable article that was written by an obscure website. But that's all I see right now. I don't see anything else. And so we'll see what happens here. Let's check out the float size and all that good stuff from this. My wife just texted me saying the kids want Chipotle. It's music to my ears. It's music to my It's absolutely music to my ears. So looking at the PBTS here, the float is about 40 million. I'm not showing any short float, but that doesn't mean there's not one. But yeah, about a 40 million float. So it's small, but it's not super small. It's about a medium to small size float. It's not incredibly small, but the volume is great right now for after hours. So we're paying attention to this. This one ripped really nicely today. Look at the beautiful trend. So one thing that you can see here for PBTS is that it's trending really, really well. You can see every time it pulls back to this VWAP area, it bounces, and it's been maintaining that trend most of the day today. And then in pre-market or in after hours, it just ripped up. Some levels that I'm looking at right now for PBTS is $4. I want to see if $4 is going to specifically hold. I think $4 is a big crucial level that a lot of people are paying attention to, as well as $4.70, obviously, as the pre-market high. Those are two levels that we're specifically watching. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, we're going to have some more information on PBTS and why it's moving. But for now, this is what we see. Good volatile moves in pre-market or in after hours. I keep saying pre-market because I'm not used to after hours. And we'll come back to it. We'll see why this one's moving. Hey, what's up, Noel? Hey, like the new setup. Yeah, I'm using something called StreamYard. Let me know if you'd like to see the stream tomorrow with this. I think this might actually be useful because through StreamYard, I could do a lot of stuff like this. I could narrate like this. If I want to put it just me, you guys can see my beautiful mug here, model-like mug, some say. But if I want to show the actual chart, you can see the full chart here. If I want to show, all that good stuff, you can see it here for PBTS. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one here, guys. The next one we are looking at is WEI. WEI is the next symbol that we're looking at. And let's take a look at WEI here. So WEI gapping up in after hours after a very strong day today. Let's see if this one has a catalyst or a reason behind its move. Let's go ahead and check Benzinga to see what's going on with WEI here. So I see yesterday it ripped up, but there's actually no known reason this one is up as well. Let me delve a little bit deeper. So this is something that I've been seeing in the market a ton lately, guys. I've been seeing a lot of catalysts, or I'm sorry, the opposite. I've been seeing a lot of stocks with absolutely no catalyst, like no reason for them running. I haven't seen a reason for a lot of these moves. And we're going to look into WEI to see if this one has anything either. I'm not seeing anything out recently for WEI. My guess is that it's running just based off of today's volatility. You can see today we had this big rip up, and I'm guessing it's just running because of that. If we look at the, the 30-minute chart, you can see a very strong day relative to how it's been performing earlier in the week. We've been mostly sideways leading up to this point. And so, this one is starting to move some. It's at 160s right now, 156. Good volume, good volatility. Let's look up the float numbers here. But yeah, no catalyst that we're seeing here. If you guys know, like I said, correct me and let me know, because I don't see any reason that this is running. As for the float size here, guys, for WEI, I am showing a relatively small float of 24 million. So the float is not huge. It is a small float, less than 50 million here. So another small float stock making pretty big percentage moves. I mean, if we look at this, guys, this is up like what, 70%? That's a pretty big move, 70% move throughout the day today. And I think a lot of traders are going to be paying attention to and ultimately watching WEI. And so because of that, it's going to be on our list certainly as well today. Well, we can go ahead and move on to the next one here. And the next one we're going to be looking at is UTSI. UTSI, pretty interesting stock. You can see UTSI here, and it's gapping up pretty nicely as well. Let's see if this one has a catalyst too. This one looks to be a much smaller float, and I can tell the float is smaller just by looking at the historical price action. You can see when it has absolute lack of liquidity, which usually translates to a small float. If you see all this, you look how closely these days are compacted together. That usually means that the float is small because there's just no traders. The cap is small. It's a small market cap. It's a small float stock. Let me check to see. Maybe I'm wrong. I could very easily be wrong, and I'm sure if I am, we're gonna have some of the chat correct me here. So yeah, I was right. 11 million float. The smallest float gapper that I'm seeing right now in pre-market is UTSI. And I really don't like the volume here either. I don't think the volume's that great, but it is one that we're paying attention to just based off of the gap up this morning in pre-market. A lot of the time when gaps come out of nowhere, a lot of the time you'll see these type of stocks run up later on, maybe the next day. Does anybody know if there's a catalyst for UTSI? I'm checking. I'm not seeing anything either here. Let me check one more place. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else either. For PBTS, trading volume closed at 2.3 million, 230% higher than it usually is. For UTSI here, this is UT Starcom Holdings. Trading volume hit 1 million shares by close, accounting for a 220% of its average volume over the last 100 days. Market cap is 65 million, so it's a small cap stock as well for UTSI. No volume and no known catalyst either for this one. So very interesting. We could watch UTSI and see what happens. Something else I want to bring attention to, guys, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving up, and there's a lot of stocks that follow Bitcoin, specifically MARA, Riot. A lot of these stocks are going to follow Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been moving up. It broke 36,000 today. So let's watch tomorrow morning for Bitcoin action and volatility. What's up, Matty J? Hey, brother. So yeah, so we're still looking at stocks here. We're gonna just wait and see what we can find right now in terms of movement. I'm using my Benzinga scanners to find some of these actions. These are after-hour stocks right now. We also have YGMZ is another one that we're looking at today. So YGMZ, and this one's gapping up, a very similar story. I kind of like the volume here better than some of the other ones for YGMZ, just because it looks a little bit better. It's maintaining a more obvious trend for YGMZ here. And we'll see what happens with it. We're watching it. Good gap up. Let's see if this one has a story behind it as well. Looking at the daily chart here, this looks like a pretty beaten down stock, to be honest. And so just be careful. Understand, like, none of these are buy recommendations. A lot of these stocks are terrible companies. Let's just be honest here for a second. A lot of these companies are just bad companies. I think the catalyst for YGMZ here, and maybe it's an optimistic one after, the negative comments I just said regarding it. The optimistic catalyst here is that YGMZ regained compliance with the NASDAQ today. So maybe that's causing some of this big bullish action here. It did not get delisted. It did not get kicked off the NASDAQ to go to the, pink sheet market. And yeah, we're checking it out now for YGMZ. I don't see anything else I do see another catalyst here that YGMZ Logistics reported fiscal year 2020 EPS of 8 cents profit, which was down from 18 cents profit year over year. Sales of 18.8 million, which was worse than the 29.4 million year over year that they reported yesterday. So just be careful with this. Those are not good earnings results that just dropped yesterday. And the stock is gapping up big after that. So I guess it regaining compliance is a reason to, watch it aside from that. But just be careful with some of these guys. Remember, these are not recommendations here. I did want to look at UTSI's longer term chart as well. And I don't hate the daily chart for this. I really don't. So I don't hate the daily chart. I don't hate the longer term chart here for YGMZ. I do think that it's shorter's paradise. I think every time we see this one, it spikes and fails, spikes and fails, spikes and fails. And so it's something that we should be careful of and be weary of, because I think it just spikes and fails a solid amount. And, I think there's going to be some bag holders that get easily stuck in these if they're not careful. So we'll see what happens with UTSI. We're paying attention to that as well. What are the big movers today? What was the big movers today? I know BLIN moved. XCLA is actually ripping up right now in pre-market. Looks very, very strong. And this is the next one we're going over today for this after-hour show. And let me know what you think about this after-hour show. Like I said, I might do this after-hour show every day. And, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you like it. I think it'll be a fun show, and we can take a look at some of the biggest moving stocks in the market, why they're moving. We did trade XCLA a little bit today, most of the day, just to show you the chart here. We maintained a downward trend, and just to explain how you use the VWAP for a lot of these penny stocks. A lot of the time, the moves are going to be more polarized. And so you're going to get big moves up and then big drops back down. And you're going to get big moves up, respecting the VWAP, and then you're just going to get big drops back down underneath that VWAP area. And so that's what we see here with XCLA. You can see we maintained a beautiful trend above the VWAP. Every time we pulled back to the VWAP, we bounced off. For the most part, we pulled back to that bottom range. We bounced off. Then when we broke underneath the VWAP here, the exact opposite happens. And it kind of shows you the power of the VWAP in these situations, because, we're maintaining above the VWAP in a nice bullish trend. When we break underneath the VWAP here, you could see the difference. You could see this, the sentiment immediately change. And this is why the VWAP is powerful. You can see after we break underneath the VWAP and pull back to it, we reject there, break down, all that good stuff. And it's one of the ways that you can use the VWAP is just to identify that type of sentiment and trend, if that makes sense. And so I hope you guys understand that. That's how we're using the VWAP in these situations. And we're just trying to identify the sentiment for these specific stocks. Hold on one second. And guys, so while we have a second, let me know your recommendation. I'm going to do a poll here on the YouTube channel. And I want to know what you guys prefer to see on this show. Would you guys, I know I did one the other day, and I want to know what you guys prefer to see on the show. Would you guys rather see penny stocks? Would you guys rather see strategies? And so let me know right now. We're going to do this poll. Let me know what you think about this show. Let me know what you would like to see here. All right. There we go. There's the poll, team. We got the poll. It's asking you, what would you prefer for this after-hours show? Would it be strategies, stock reviews, or something else? And if it's something else, let us know right now in chat. I think I think my idea for this show is that we could go over the biggest stock market news in after hours. We can let it be about an hour long. And we could talk about any breaking news that drops. We could use Benzinga to figure out what news just dropped and what's going on right now in after hours. And it'll be a fun little show. We could talk about what's, the action, what's going on, what's gapping up, what looks solid, what looks bad, what looks good. All right, so I think right now we got, let's see what the poll says. So we're completely out of 14 votes. We're completely tied down the middle. I think most people would prefer to see strategies. And so if you guys want to see strategies, we'll go over some strategies. Look at XCLA, guys. XCLA absolutely ripping up. It's at 275 now. I did make some money with this one today, although it was only $7. Nothing too crazy. But another thing is we might not get that many views for today's show because it's new and we didn't leave it going. But we'll try to do this show every after hours. Every after hours session from 4 to 5, we'll work on this show and see how it goes. And so it looks like most people are going to vote for strategies. Most people would like to see strategies. And so we'll go over a few strategies today. We'll go over a few trade examples. I think a good thing to go over on this show is a review of my trades today. And so the stock that I made the most money on was MRIN. And I think a lot of people know about MRIN. I think a lot of people, obviously heard about the big news with MRIN. It's one of the Wall Street Bets stock that Wall Street Bets was targeting. And so MRIN went absolutely crazy today and had a lot of eyes on it. And it's even moving some in after hours as well. So MRIN is actually moving some in after hours as well. And yeah, we're going to talk about that right now, guys. So we're going to look at MRIN. The strategy that we used on this one today is very simple. And we talk about this strategy a lot. I talk about why this strategy is important in understanding just sentiment changes using the VWAP. And so this is a picture perfect example. And this is the one that we were able to take advantage of a few different times. Okay. So when we're looking at this chart, the first thing that we really see is a U-shaped pattern. Now, some traders are going to have this type of preference as well. If you want to try to trade a longer term example of this strategy, pay attention because I'm going to show you both ways that you could do this. Okay. So the way I specifically do it first, we're going to go over that first. Okay. So first thing I look for is a 1 minute chart. I look for a volatile stock that opens up below the VWAP. And one thing that's especially important, guys, and I want you guys to listen to this. This is one of the nuances behind this strategy that I haven't ever really told somebody before. And I think it's one of those things that kind of comes automatically to me. Like I don't really think about it as much, which is why I haven't really taught this before. But it's important that the stock that I'm looking for this is maintaining a specific trend at the opening bell. Okay, when it's volatile and sideways and it's not maintaining a trend, it's less likely to follow through with the strategy that I'm interested in. And so you can see this when it's down. I'm looking for a downward trend that is an obvious and respected downward trend at the opening bell. And so what I mean by that is that I wanted to respect the VWAP. You can see this thing pulled back to the VWAP a few times. And what happened? The VWAP rejected it. It's respecting that trend. It's respecting the downward trend. And the VWAP is identifying that. And so we have a stock that's trending, regardless of whether it's trending up or down. We have a stock that's trending well. Those are the ones that we're going to attack. We want to attack stocks that are trending and respecting the VWAP. What does that mean when a stock is respecting the VWAP? Guys, well, one of the things it means, to be honest, is that some traders are trading it using the VWAP. That means the traders that are involved with the specific stock are using the VWAP. They're watching the VWAP. That's what it means. When a stock is respecting that, that means long traders are taking profit up here, and that's causing the stock to drop. Or short traders are shorting up here. Regardless of which direction the traders are going, they're trading using the VWAP. And that's an important part of this trade. That's an important reason why this trade works out for me. And so what happens is that when we break over the VWAP here, there's a few things. Number one, shorts are getting squeezed out. So shorts that were paying attention to the VWAP, a lot of the time they're using it as a risk level. And so what happens? Those shorts get squeezed out. That's when we get this big pop. It's from those shorts covering as we drop closer to the VWAP. That's when we get the big pop. All right. So that's where the momentum's coming in. But the goal of all of these cup and handle patterns is to buy it on the pullback to the VWAP. Here's the pullback to the VWAP. This is what we're targeting. Entering right here as it pulls back and riding a bounce. Again, let's rewind a little bit here. The first thing we're looking for is we want to see a downward trend. Number one, we just want to see good volume. Even if it's downward trending, we want to see good volume. MRIN 1, 2, 3 million shares on average throughout this time frame. We get a stock that's respecting the VWAP, which tells us, again, other traders are watching it and they're trading the VWAP as well. And so then we get a stock that breaks trends. It breaks over the VWAP specifically. When it pulls back here, guys, all the traders that are trading the VWAP that we've identified by seeing it respect a specific trend, they're going to be jumping in on the pullback to the VWAP. Why? Because they're trading the VWAP as well. So when we get this pullback here, which is where we're trying to enter as well,
we usually get a nice rebounding bounce. Why does it bounce there? Because all the traders that are trading the VWAP buy it there as well. You got a lot of traders that are buying it because the sentiment is changing, and they see that, and they're using the VWAP too. And so we get the break over the VWAP, we get the pull back to it. That's why we're buying there, because frankly, everybody else is. And that's when we get these big spike ups. Now, if you're trading it like me, you could use a 1 minute chart and you could just scalp this bounce up. I don't even know if I got this bounce. I think I got this pullback, to be honest, afterwards. But, I digress. I think I actually took advantage of this pullback a few times and then this trend as well after we kind of confirmed that upward trend. But I hope all that makes sense. And I hope what I'm saying makes sense here. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. But that's the logic of these cup and handle strategies that I've been attacking every day. Is I want to see it maintain a trend before the break over the VWAP, because that tells me other traders are using the VWAP as well in their trades, and that the VWAP is holding sway over that stock's movement. And then when we get the break over the VWAP, we're buying that pullback and attacking the bounce. Now, even if you don't want to use a really short-term scalping method for this pattern is very universal. You could use a 5 minute chart as well, and it kind of simplifies things, in a huge way. It makes it really a lot more obvious. Again, here's the same U-shaped pattern that we were targeting before. It's just a little bit cleaner. Here's the break over the VWAP. Here's the pullback we're buying into. Here's the bounce. You can see why they call it a cup and handle, because here's the cup and here's the handle. But it simplifies it. If you're taking a longer term trade, a 5 minute chart might make more sense for you. It's just a subjective thing. You want to figure out, what your preference is regarding, the time frames you're using. But yeah, that's the strategy. And again, I wanted to be a little bit more nuanced with my explanation, just so you guys would understand why the setup works. And once you get good enough at trading, and really you just get experience in trading, you start to understand these things a little bit easier. But that's why it works, is because so many other traders are using the VWAP, and when we break over that, shorts cover. It's a milestone level. They lose confidence. The sentiment changes, and it just continues up in that upward trend. This is my favorite identifier of strength, is a reversal over the VWAP and then a pullback. Works really, really well if you can have patience to wait for it, not just at the opening bell, but later on in the day as well. Hi, John. Hey, good to see you in after hours. Hey, thanks, Eve. Thank you very much. What's up, Jude? How you doing, brother? Let me catch back on some of the chat. I'm slacking here. Great strategy, John. Hey, thank you, man. Hey, thank you. Like I said, it works. It works really, really well. I know Jude was on our episode of Trader Rehab, and he was able to explain a similar strategy. He uses a 1 minute pullback, I think. So this would be a 5 minute pullback. You can see the 5 minute pullback candle here, but Jude uses a 1 minute pullback example. So, if this was only 1 minute, he would ride that bounce, which does work as well. But what do you think of XCLA? XCLA is interesting. It's interesting. Of course, most of these are terrible companies, but XCLA looks very strong, broke over a lot of these previous highs. No known catalyst that I'm aware of, which is kind of the story with a lot of these stocks today. No known catalyst. XCLA did have a catalyst. It announced the rollout of its EON robotic process automation platform for a large health insurance company. They didn't actually state who that company was, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Han? How you doing, bro? Hey, good to see you, man. What's up, James? Hey, James, reach out to me, bro, about that Trader Rehab episode. We got somebody filming tonight, but yeah, you could be on the show. I'd love to have you on, bro. B Square will rip tomorrow. Hey, I'm curious. It might. Yeah, Tanvir. I mean, listen, of course, we're not guaranteed any of these are going to run tomorrow. Again, most of these penny stocks are just, doo-doo companies. But that doesn't mean that some of them I'm sure will rip, and some of them I'm sure we'll get action for. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, we're still going to watch these. You know me, I'm a reactionary trader. And again, I'm really proud of my trading, guys. Check me out today. I got to brag a little bit now that we have more people in here. Look at this accuracy, man. If I'm not the top 3 most accurate traders in the world, I don't know who is, green, 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 red, slightly red, green, red, red, or no, green, green. Very accurate. Probably ran 80, 90% accuracy today. Anyway, somewhere between 80 and 90%. But we're trading a big account. We made over $200. I'm really pumped about it, guys. And I appreciate all the, the motivation, the support. Robert's asking how to set the screeners. Yeah, we can look at that real quick. So pretty simple. Okay, so here's my watch list. That's not really a screener per se, but here's a good example. Okay, so I use mostly this, which is the mover section. All right, the mover section, guys, allows me to set the time frame. What I'm looking for gainers. Say I want to look at losers. Say I want to look at gainers, right? Biggest gainers, stocks going up over after hours over the last 15 minutes. Then I would just select that. I could select the market cap, whether large or small. This is just all market caps. I could select the price point between 5 and 100, or all prices, which is what it is, and that's it. And then it shows me the largest gainers in after hours over the last 15 minutes. Very easy to set up. And you can check out Benzinga, I believe, in the description. Oh no, let me edit this. This is not accurate. Let me see. This is not what I wanted to use here. Hold on. Yeah, we'll add that to the description, guys. Don't worry. Let me add this here. I'll have to grab my Benzinga link. I think Benzinga actually has some type of thing going on right now where yeah, here, I'll grab it. All right. There we go. All right, so if you refresh the screen, you'll see the Benzinga link if anybody wants to check those out. You get a free trial without having to pay for it, which is really cool as well. Did anything else pop up in after hours, guys, that I missed? I don't think we did. I'm looking at the scans now and trying to see. I see CERE had a few people talking about it. Yeah, so CERE, we made a little bit of money on this one today as well. You can see, I saw somebody mention this earlier. Go ahead and brag, brother. You earned it. Hey, I'm trying. It feels good, man. It feels really good to trade a $30,000 plus account for the first time. It's been so long. It feels good. It feels so good. I've been working my way up to this account size for so long, and so it feels really good to just jump in the market and just start making hundreds of dollars a day. And you guys see it. You guys see me doing it. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and brag a little bit. You got to. Listen, when you work hard for something, you earn the right to brag about it. And again, one thing that another YouTuber taught me long ago is sometimes you got to take your wins. You got to take your W's when you get them. And yeah, we're definitely proud of the W's we've been taking in the market. It's been a fun time scalping the market, trading some of these mid and high caps too. I tried to tell people I was a mid and high cap scalper for a long time, longer than I've traded penny stocks. And you can see me just attacking AMD as a very similar strategy, guys, a very similar strategy to what we just talked about. You could see very similar things in all of these strategies here. Look at this. U-shape, respecting the VWAP, coming down a little bit afterwards. We get the clear break over it, pull back, bounce. I'm pretty sure I bought this, and this is one of the trades I got into with AMD. Very similar pattern, and you'll see it a ton in the market. Happy for you, and we appreciate teaching us. Hey, I appreciate you guys, Eve. We got a good group of traders here. We really do. And I'm excited to grow. I'm excited to keep growing. We'll try to make this a new show. I see somebody saying AMC. What's AMC doing right now? I know a lot of people are mad AMC dipped today, but to be honest, guys, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. Like AMC is going to be trending in the same range it's been in until it breaks major levels. Like if we look at a 4-hour chart, which is what you should be looking at to determine long-term sentiment here. If you look at AMC here, and you look at the 4-hour chart, you could see we've been in this range since, the last 2 weeks or so. For the last 2 weeks, half a month, we've been in the same exact range between 50 and 65. That $15 range, we've been just sitting in that range. I would not sound the panic alarm or get overly confident until we break over or under that range. We've been in this range. It's as clear as day. If you guys want me to zoom in on it, you can see it's as clear as day. We're in this range. We've been in this range. We've confirmed it numerous times here. And you can see that range right there. That's the range. Until we break over 65 or under 50, we're not going to jump to any conclusions about AMC. We're just going to wait and be patient for it. Can I get a quote on MRIN? I lost power. Yeah, I got you. MRIN is currently at $14.14. Gapping down in pre-market or in after hours, gapping down in after hours, you know, about $3.30. So $3.20. But yeah, down to 14.14 right now, trying to hold support at 14. But, you know, this thing had a big day today, huge moves. You know, this thing was open at, you know, $3 a few days ago. You know, this thing was lower than that. This thing was $1.50, $1.70 back on the 23rd. So a week ago, this thing was at $1 and something cents. It's up over 1,000%. So just crazy gap up here for MRI, and a pullback is going to be healthy. I think an interesting level, if we're looking at MRI, and just to get technical really quick, an interesting level to look at is $14. You know, you can see $14, which is right around where we are now. You can see that was a big high from today. Yeah, you can see it was a previous high up there it was the big isolated high up there. One of the things we always look at, guys, it's just isolated levels. Those are going to be really respected levels. Traders are going to use them as reward targets a lot of the time, which gives them kind of sway over a stock's movement. And so because of that, we're watching 14. It's an isolated level up there. We can see how the stock pulls right back down to that 14 whole dollar level and then bounces. And so if we're looking at a major, you know, milestone level, I would say watch 14. But again, not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. You always got to make your own assessment of the market and trade responsibly here, guys. But yeah. We also have the after hours high of the day, which, because this one's gapping down, it's not as relevant. Like most of the time, the after hours high of the day is going to be more relevant if it's like a gap up, because it's a big sign of strength. The big level for after hours on gapping down stocks is just the previous closing price. So the previous closing price, which would be 1756. Right here, so 1756 right here, that's going to be a big influential level, because if we break over that, then we're technically green on the day. And so if you're looking for a milestone level, I would think 1750s is going to be a pretty big milestone level, right around the pre-market high at 18, and also the previous closing price. So it, you know, it kind of moves back and forth like that. I just entered in and lost power 10 seconds after my failed. My internet takes like 10 minutes to reconnect. Hey, well, then use your phone's Wi-Fi, bro. I have actually, fun fact, I've actually live streamed an entire morning stock market, you know, live trading stream here on Beginner Trading through my cell phone's mobile hotspot, and it worked better than Comcast in some ways. So shout out to AT&T mobile hotspot, because 5G works. All right, look at IG, man. IG said, John, you insured me to retry algo trading. This led me to now very good results. Daily with 60-85% accuracy. Not kidding. Hey, congrats, IG. Happy for you, brother. Happy I could, you know, motivate you and inspire you to, you know, do well in the market, brother. Always happy to help. Glad you find value in my content, bro. Can you talk about AUUD? Yeah, we're going to talk about a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and close it down. I don't want to keep this too long of a show. You can see, guys, it's a good day when every symbol we bring up, I made a little bit of money with, and AUUD was the same thing. AUUD looked good, broke over the pre-market, broke over the VWAP high. You know, looking at it, though, it's kind of died down definitely recently. I would look at 589, which was the previous closing price from yesterday. And then if we're looking at some major milestone levels here, you know, we got 650 underneath us that I think a lot of traders are watching. You got $7 above us, which is going to be kind of a level to see us fight over and hold. And aside from that, you know, those are the levels we want to see it over. 657 and then 725 maybe up there is what I'm paying attention to. But, you know, again, a lot of these you see rip up big. I know this one was the app for the radio app that came out that was going to let people basically skip advertisements on the radio and all that cool stuff. So, you know, we'll see what happens. It's still up big. And the number one sign of strength, guys, like if we're looking for strength here, if we want to see, you know, what is holding and what is strong in the market, the easiest way to determine like strength is a stock holding its gains. You know, a sign of weakness is when a stock runs up big and then crashes really big. And so what you want to ask yourself if you're trying to analyze and just judge strength is the stock holding its gains? That's what we're looking at for AUUD. You know, is it holding gains? You know, is it holding gains relative to where it opened? Because sometimes the gap up's so big, you think it's weak when really it's still holding really strong numbers. This one is similar. It's still green on the day, even with this drop. It's still very green. It closed at 589. It's up to 675. So it's up, it's up over 15%, around 15% still relative to where it closed the day before. So it's still up nicely. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We can check out the daily chart too. Daily chart looks really strong. Recent stock, not an old stock. IPO'd back in February, it looks like. So, daily chart looks very strong. Nice little breakout on the daily chart. So, a little longer term breakout maybe there. We'll see though. Never really know. Hey, what's up to here? Hey, and remember guys, if you're just now joining the stream and you haven't seen us, listen guys, we day trade live on stream, absolutely free, every single weekday morning right here on YouTube. We trade the stock market live every single weekday. We don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. Everything we put out there is completely free. And if you appreciate that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We'll look at a few more guys, and we're probably going to close it down pretty soon. We'll look at two more. So we'll look at BSQR because I see my man Jan talking about this, and rightfully so. BSQR is looking very strong. Crazy pop up. Crazy move. Let's see if we got some news for this one for BSQR. I saw this one today, and I remember when it started to come back. It's a software development company, B Square. Increased intention from increased. So it looks like third quarter results dropped for this one. Let me see if we find anything else that I can see for this one. Maybe it wasn't this stock that had third quarter results. Let me look at another one. So this is B Square. All right, so they can't figure out why this one is up either. So this one just popped up, I guess, because the cool thing is now stocks are ripping up with no catalyst, probably targeting high short float percentage is what I'm assuming here. Let's see if this one's highly shorted. I guess that's something good to figure out. So let's see if this is a highly shorted stock, because they could just be targeting. So 12 million in the float. I'm not seeing any super high short float. So somebody said no real news, options pump, I would assume. That's cool. All right, so the last one we'll look at, guys, is... Yeah, loved it. Thank you. Hey, welcome, Tahir. Welcome, brother. Welcome in. ACST. ACST, we got to look at the daily chart. Not enough volume to day trade. I do think this one's trending okay. If I was watching this one, again, I'm going to preface this with I am not a professional investor. This is not professional investment advice. I don't know what ACST is going to do. It could go up, could go down, could go sideways. This is just my own subjective opinion. But I'm looking at 50 cents. I think 50 cents, $half level, right around where we are now. A lot of confirmation on the daily chart. I think 50 cents makes a lot of sense to watch for ACST to see if we hold support there, if that makes sense. FAMI is the other one, and I definitely don't like this one as much. I think the daily chart's a little bit worse, and there's no volume. So I don't like FAMI as much, but I think ACST is interesting with that level. So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. ORPH was shorted. Yeah, ORPH, this one, crazy gap up before the opening bell. Didn't hold any of its gains though, and you can see, just like when we're attacking a long VWAP crossover, and we want to see the stock maintaining a trend before it breaks. This is the same way. You can see ORPH was maintaining a really nice trend before it broke under the VWAP, and that's a good sign. And then we break underneath the VWAP, kind of the opposite of the trade we take, and then it rejects here at the VWAP, exactly the opposite of what we do on the long side with some of these. And so it works in both directions is what I'm trying to show you. But yeah, ORPH just never really did much after that big gap up. Very bad looking daily chart as well. Jason, hi, thank you so much. I'm subscribing. Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome, guys. Hey, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Listen, guys, we day trade live bright and early tomorrow morning. Hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. If you hit the bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get an alert anytime we go live or drop a new video, and we go live and day trade the opening bell, all the excitement, craziness. Again, you can see today I made, today I made over $200 in the market. Did it all live as well. So if you can ask people here, they saw me do this live. Really fun day trading a 30,000 plus day trading account. And so, yeah, if you want to watch this live and see how we do it, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get an alert. And we'll see you guys later. Love you all. Hit that like button, run this number up, and we'll be back tomorrow, guys. Again, if you have any suggestions that you want to see us include on this show, anything you want to see, let us know in the comment section. Leave us a comment on this stream. Let us know what you want to see us do. And yeah, we'll see you later, guys. Have a good day. Oh, I got you, James. Real quick, just for you, James. Just for you, POWW. Beautiful looking longer term chart. Daily chart looks very strong. I like the way it's holding gains. When you're looking at a daily chart, guys, you really just want to see, is it holding gains or not? Is it respecting levels? And this one definitely is. Look at all the confirmation. Really nice technical chart. Holding levels really well. Testing these highs up here at like 9, 10s. So that looks really interesting. And yeah, it's gapping up some in pre-market as well, or in after hours as well. So really good. Let's see if this one has a catalyst. All right, so let's see if this has a catalyst. The company reported better than expected fourth quarter EPS and sales results. So good catalyst, gapping up nicely. And I really like this longer term chart. I really do. Look at this long term chart. Very, very solid. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, guys, if you want to help support the channel, go check out Weeple. If you open up an account, you get a free stock. If you deposit $100, you get another free stock, 0 commission, free paper trading. It helps pay for these streams, basically. So if you want to help support your boy, there's the link. Check out Weeple. And hey, have a good rest of your day, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early for our day trading market open live stream. It starts at like 5 a.m. Be there or be square, guys, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good day, team.